So thanks for joining me today. I promised that I was going to talk to different components of neuroscience and multisensory learning and this part of congruency in how we're teaching our students. So today I just want to talk a little bit to this piece of multisensory learning and almost this part that I've seen from different educators, even different organizations, where they're saying and talking about research that says this part of multisensory isn't actually effective, or the part of teaching to learning styles or ways that we learn, whether it's visual, auditory, kinesthetic or tactile. And what I want to do is just shine the light on this and bring attention to what we talk about at Maths Australia when we're talking about multisensory learning and teaching to learning styles. So what we see, and if you look at your students, you'll see we're very multidimensional people. We're very multidimensional in our learning. We know we need to touch and feel and see, and particularly at different stages of development. We know that a young child learns much more through their hands-on, experiential, seeing the world, and then we develop language, and then we develop the opportunity to be able to think much more abstractly. So what we talk about in terms of multisensory and teaching the visual, the auditory, the kinesthetic and the tactile, and this congruency between each of them, is just an acknowledgement that we are so multidimensional in the way that we learn, the way that we experience our world. This physical body that touches and remembers and feels things, the eyes that see. We know the picture is worth 1,000 words. We even say that, and yet we sometimes deny that when we come to teaching maths. Very often actually deny that when we come to teaching maths. And then the kinesthetic, so this visual, the auditory where we hear, so we want our congruency between how we speak about maths, the visual being accurate, the kinesthetic and the tactile, so the movement and the manipulative that we're going to use has to be explicit and clear and accurate. So just wanted to touch on that because that's a really important piece as we're educating a whole child. We're wanting them to have understanding before we progress through into teaching them the mathematics component. And often what's happened, we've done this in a sort of opposite way to what we would have thought we would when we're teaching a language or when we're teaching a student anything. So what I propose and the way that we recommend that you teach, everything that we do in terms of our training, our manipulatives, and the program that we're developing and about to release, is these components where we actually need the student to have a full body knowing, the visual, the auditory, the kinesthetic, the tactile, and all of those components being accurately looked at. So no, we're not going to say, somebody's only a visual learner, so we'll only show them this. Somebody's only an auditory learner, so we'll just let them hear it. Somebody's only kinesthetic and tactile, so we'll only do this. So I just want to ask you to be open to a different way where there's a congruency between all three components. And it's quite new because, if you look at research, even nobody as yet has seen the power or researched other than, our own experience with the thousands of home educators, the tutors, the schools that we've worked with, where they're seeing the power of this way of teaching when there's such accuracy in how we communicate to the maths to students and how we progress them sequentially, and really this opportunity of bringing all of this research into practice in a very simple, very effective way. So look forward to sharing more with you. Do get in touch with us if you're interested in this way of teaching. It really is wonderful. It's so exciting to be able to share with the student when you see the light bulbs go on because we're teaching so accurately. Bye for now.